May the 30th, 2011. Despite a spirited comeback, Reading are beaten by Swansea City in the playoff final and face another season in the Championship. Manager Brian McDermott faces the challenge of lifting his players to launch another promotion assault in just over 2 months' time. What transpired over the next 46 league games will never be forgotten by any Royals fan, as the team clinched promotion in style, going up as champions. Over the next 90 minutes, you'll be able to relive one of the greatest seasons in the club's history, as the team recovered from an understandably slow start to become the form team of the country, winning 15 games out of 17 to cruise to the Empower Championship title. You'll see every goal home and away, as well as exclusive interviews from Brian McDermott, Adam Lafondra and Joby McInniff. And we'll also have footage of the open-top bus tour which followed the final game, as well as the moment the Royals finally got their hands on the championship trophy. Three players joined in August to bolster the ranks. Joseph Mills was signed from Southampton, and he was joined by Latvian defender Kaspars Gorgs and Adam Lafondra, who'd earned quite a goal-scoring reputation with Rotherham. Heading out meantime were crowd favourite Shane Long. He joined Premier League West Brom. Matt Mills also joined Leicester and Charlton-bound goalkeeper Ben Hamer. Earlier in the summer, plenty of experience had also left the club, with the likes of Zurab Kisanashvili and Ivar Ingemarsson both moving on. The Royals kicked off the campaign with a home clash against Millwall in the early August sunshine, but things didn't start promisingly. Darius Henderson headed the visitors ahead after just 4 minutes of the second half. Try as they might, Reading just couldn't draw level and were hit with a sucker punch soon after. With an hour gone, the Royals were staring down the barrel as John Marquis doubled the visitors' advantage. It seemed as if it was game over. But the Lions hadn't reckoned on a dramatic late Reading fight back. After Joby McInniff had been kept out by the frame of the goal, the Royals did hit back, and the revival was inspired by substitute Matthew Mansey. Just 4 minutes remained when he fired home an unstoppable shot. The Frenchman wasn't finished there. With just 90 seconds remaining, he glanced home to rescue a point for the Royals. A week later, though, and the Royals went one better, picking up their first win at one of the favourites for promotion. After David Nugent came desperately close to putting Leicester ahead, it was Reading who took control. Noel Hunt glanced in this corner to put the Royals in front just past the hour mark, and the win was sealed late on. Al Robson-Kanu's classy finish made it 2, as the visitors celebrated an impressive away win, as Brian McDermott got the better of ex-England boss Sven-Göran Eriksson. But things were about to take a turn for the worse, as the first of 5 successive League and Cup defeats came at Portsmouth. After Pompey had been kept out by the frame of the goal, they struck just after half-time, courtesy of former Royal Dave Kitson. Try as they might, Reading couldn't force an equaliser and might have had a late penalty for handball. They didn't know it at the time, but things were not about to get better just yet. The visitors came into this game still looking for their first league win under new boss Keith Hill, and they found it after an afternoon of high drama at Madejski Stadium. Stephen Foster headed the Tykes in front midway through the first half, but it all happened after the interval, when the Royals were awarded no fewer than 3 penalties. The first of them arrived after Jimmy Kebe was upended by Jay McEverley. Up stepped Ian Hart, but he was foiled by Luke Steele. 2 minutes later, and McEverley had conceded another penalty. This time, Hal Robson-Kanu was the man fouled. And following Hart's miss, it was Noel Hunt's turn to try and beat Steele, but he too was unsuccessful. Reading were made to pay for their wastefulness in front of goal, Matty Dunn raced clear to put the visitors in control. However, there was to be no repeat of the comeback against Millwall on the opening day, despite being awarded a third penalty of the second half after Noel Hunt was upended by Rob Edwards. It proved to be third time lucky for the Royals, as Robson Kanu carefully slotted home. It ended 2-1. A much changed Reading side then enjoyed the briefest of flirtations with the Carling Cup, as the eventual winners of League One and the Championship went head-to-head. Paul Benson's first half goal gave the Addicks the edge. And when Jason Ewell got onto the end of Simon Francis's cross, it was game over. Reading did rally though. Sean Morrison's goal set up a tense last quarter of an hour, but it was the Londoners who progressed to the second round. The losing streak was now taking on worrying proportions, and a fifth straight setback followed at Hull. After Jimmy Kebe had seen his celebrations cut short by the assistant's offside flag, it was the home side who struck, and in some style. Robbie Brady's outrageous curling shot won it, and it left the visitors licking their wounds. At the end of August, things weren't looking good. Just one win from the first 5 games had left the Royals struggling at the bottom, and things would get worse before they got better. Defeat to Watford made it 5 straight defeats in League and Cup. Mark Yates' free kick put the Hornets ahead early on. The visitors then doubled their lead early in the second half. John Eustace sealing a comfortable win for Watford to plunge the Royals into the relegation zone. These were worrying times for the boss.
It was 5 games on the trot we lost. I remember someone shouting from the back of me after Charlton, that's 5 games on the trot you've lost. And you know, I wasn't looking back. I was just trying to look forward as much as I possibly can to the next game. And we won the next one against Doncaster, which was very, very important.
With the playoff disappointment seemingly affecting performances, Brian McDermott and his men needed a lift, and they got it against Doncaster. Simon Church taking advantage of some confusion in the visitors' defence to open the scoring. And the win was sealed with half an hour remaining. New signing Adam Lafondra claiming his maiden goal for the club. It left him and his new manager much relieved.
I think if we wouldn't win that game, we were going second bottom or something like that. And I think from then we've been in phenomenal form from the first 6 games. We didn't really play well. Obviously, I joined the Watford game, and then from Donny onwards, we've been really good. Like, our form's been, I think, the best in the league by far. Just a weird situation, just to clear the Reds from obviously the playoff the season before, and then we've hit the ground running after that.
Well, that was a game that I was nervous at. I'm not normally nervous before games, but that was a game that a friend of mine said to me, if you lose this game you go bottom, do you know that? And I went, yeah, I do know that. So we won the game, and it was a really big win, and it got us away from the bottom. I think we went up a couple of spots.
That win was a massive relief for everyone, and next up for the Royals was a clash with Coventry at the Ricoh Arena. But they made a disastrous start. Gary McSheffrey putting the Sky Blues ahead after just 90 seconds. Simon Church, though, brought the visitors level almost immediately before both sides astonishingly missed opportunities to go ahead from the penalty spot. Reading, fresh from missing 2 penalties against Barnsley a few weeks back, were awarded a spot kick after Joby McAnuff was upended by Cyrus Christie. But Noel Hunt, one of the 4 guys in that Barnsley match, failed again from 12 yards. But that was by no means the end of the drama. With the match in stoppage time, Kaspers Gorgs fouled Lukas Jutkiewicz, and the home side had the ideal opportunity to win the game. Jutkiewicz took on the responsibility himself and probably wished he hadn't. It ended 1-1. The games came thick and fast. Next up was a trip to Ashton Gate, scene of arguably the comeback of the season. Albert Adoma's finished midway through the opening period, but the Robins in charge. It was so nearly two soon after. Nicky Maynard denied by the bar as the Reading goal led a charmed life. But the host did go on to make it 2-0, just short of the hour mark. It was the very least Bristol City deserved as Brett Pittman struck. There seemed to be no way back for Brian McDermott's team. Shortly after, Pittman was also denied by the frame of the goal. They didn't know it at the time, but this proved to be the turning point in the match, because the Royals fought back to claim a remarkable victory, scoring 3 times in the final 18 minutes to turn the game on its head. Moments after Joby McInerney had halved the deficit, new signing Adam Lafondre showed his predatory instincts, pouncing on a David James error to make it 2-2. And deep into stoppage time, the fight back was complete, as Matthew Mansey's third of the season prompted wild scenes from the Royals and their fans. It left the manager purring.
If you was a Reading fan, you could have been walking out after 60 minutes because we were playing not very well. We were struggling. We were just trying to stay in the game. You know, they could have scored a third. If they'd have scored a third, the game would have been finished. But one thing we had is sustainability. We just tried to stay in games, and we Matthew Mansey came on and made a difference, and we got one goal. As soon as we got one goal, I had a feeling that we could do something special. We got the second, and we won the game late in the game, and that was a real pivotal moment in the season for me.
Things were starting to look healthier now. 2 wins in September had lifted Reading up to 14th and just 3 points off the top 6, but it was still early days. An uninspiring goalless draw with Middlesbrough came next. In fact, the visitors fashioned the better of the chances. On another day, the Teessiders would have left Madejski Stadium with more than a point, but in the end, neither side could find a breakthrough. Another scoreless game seemed on the cards at Turf Moor, particularly after Adam Lafondre's first-half effort was ruled out for offside. But the Royals kept pushing for a goal, and it arrived 9 minutes into added time. After Jay Tabb had been stretchered off after taking a blow to the head, Matthew Mansey's fine run against a tiring Burnley defence set up Jem Karajan, who secured a priceless 3 points. Nigel Clough's Derby were next up at Madejski Stadium and went ahead just before the hour mark. Theo Robinson converted Ben Davis's cross to put the Rams 1 up. But that lead was soon wiped out by the ever-impressive Adam Lafondre. The striker's superb finish was his 3rd goal in a Reading shirt. But with quarter of an hour remaining, the Rams went back in front. Thomas Sifka managed to restore Derby's advantage. But it was that man, Lafondre, who had the final say in this game, getting onto the end of Hal Robson-Kanu's cross to earn the home side a share of the spoils. Four days later, top of the table Southampton visited Madejski Stadium for what promised to be a fascinating clash. Your commentators are Bill Leslie and Aidy Boothroyd.
Church is the man forward, giving chase, and he has the pace to get there. The cavalry arriving, That's decent enough defending. Beaten for pace, but winning the battle. Or has he? Ledgerwood! What's a super save?
Well, I've built him up there, haven't I, saying he's added to his game, and right on cue. Lovely big first touch into the space. Wonderful strike with his left foot. Kelvin Davis going back there. Had to take the touch, otherwise that's in the back of the net. Great save. Great save.
Wonderful pressing. It's a platform for another Reading attack. Here's Adam Lafondra. Well, it was a move that perhaps deserved a goal on the end of it.
Brilliant, brilliant pressing again from Reading. There they are. Southampton wide open because Fraser Richardson's gone, but Reading pounce onto that ball. And a man in form at the moment takes it first time. Good save again.
There is Pearce, got a good header. He took a touch off the man on the line, even though it may not have been heading in.
A great ball, and he's got caught square. Great header. Great, it's Ricky Lambert he gets the better of. Shoulders there, good little header.
It's back where it started. That's an excellent ball in. Super save. Well, Southampton thought they had scored. It was the substitute Aaron Martin, but Adam Federici, who hasn't had a lot to do, kept it up.
Great bowling, great in-swinging cross, and really, he's got to score that. He's got to score that, the young man. Martin's a terrific save from Federici.
The wall is built, the scene is set. Majobi McAnuff, who strikes it and strikes the post. Ledgerwood, it's in. It's taken them 70 minutes, but Reading have the breakthrough. They lead the leaders by a goal to nil.
Well, we said it was coming. The amount of territory they've had, the great free kick, clips the post. Look at the Reading players, all alive to it. And there's nothing he can do about that. He's put his foot right through it there. Ledgerwood finished it very well. And I think he's deserved that, Bill. I think he's played very well tonight so far. He's adding more attacking flair to his game, and he's even scoring a goal.
Here's Cork to Chaplow. Lambert to Prado. And McAnuff went in, and so too did Hammond, and this could be a real problem, because he has been booked, he's been booked again, and off he goes. They're a goal down, and now Southampton a man down. Their captain, Dean Hammond, sent off.
He's off his feet. It's one of them. I think it's a yellow card. I'm sure it's a yellow card looking at that. Joey McAnuff didn't make a meal of it. We had a chance.
Opportunity here for Derrida! He's blasted an equaliser! Well, that is how to respond. Down to 10 men, and Steve Derrida steps up big time.
Well, we said he made a difference when he came on, and hasn't he just done that? Terrific feat. So throwing from Southampton, one player against two, both get drawn in, the Reading players. Great feet onto his left foot. He'll be disappointed, both centre-backs going for the same ball. And the Cummins, for me, gets done far too easily there. He's got to stand up, far too flat. But what an emphatic finish. There's no way Federici was going to stop that.
A fox provided some of the entertainment in this goalless draw at Selhurst Park. Once play was finally allowed to resume, the hosts almost took an early lead. It was Reading, though, who fashioned the better chances. Jem Karachan coming desperately close to breaking the deadlock here. Adam Lafondra came even closer after the interval, but in the end the Royals were forced to settle for a point. Even though Kasper Gorks had a goal disallowed late on, the referee decided his challenge on Paddy McCarthy was unfair. "14 games gone, and Reading down in 16th place, having won just 4 matches. They certainly didn't look like potential champions, and things weren't going to get better in Nottingham. Next up was a trip to the City Ground, where the Royals came desperately close to going ahead in the first half through this effort from Joby McAnuff. In a game of few chances in the East Midlands, it was substitute Marcus Tudgay who provided the only goal midway through the second half, earning Steve Cottrell a 3rd win in 4 games since replacing Steve McLaren as Nottingham Forest boss. The Royals almost grabbed the late equaliser, but Noel Hunt was kept out by Lee Camp's fine save as the visitors headed home empty-handed. But the Reading forward went one better the following weekend, scoring the only goal as the Royals edged out Birmingham. And it was a goal which doubled his tally for the season. Cardiff made the trip down the M4 to Madejski Stadium, and they made a dream start. After Malky Mackay's visitors had twice been denied by the overworked Adam Federici, the ball eventually dropped to Peter Whittingham, who served up a simply sublime finish. The goal put the Bluebirds ahead inside 2 minutes. It stayed that way until Cardiff skipper Mark Hudson doubled the lead with 20 minutes to go. Jimmy Kebe's goal proved a mere consolation as the home side were condemned to their first home defeat in over 2 months. Portman Road was the scene of another 5-goal thriller for the Royals on the road. On the back of that remarkable win at Bristol City, this victory proved even more dramatic. After Michael Chopper had struck the post for the Tractor Boys, Ipswich took the lead 10 minutes after half-time through Daryl Murphy. But Reading equalised with a quarter of an hour remaining. Ian Hart's cross was put on a plate for summer signing Kasper Gorks to grab his first goal for the club. But Ipswich soon restored their lead. Josh Carson's heavily deflected strike putting the home side 2-1 ahead. Although I'm not sure the groundsman was too impressed with his celebrations. It stayed that way until injury time, when Reading not only drew level, but won the game. Alex Pearce, who earlier in his career had had a brief spell with Norwich, would have relished such an important goal. And that was amazingly not the end of the scoring. Substitute Adam Lafondra showed great determination to set up strike partner Noel Hunt for the winner. Left the manager a very happy man.
Alex Pearce shouted to me, "Shall I go up front, Gaffer?" And I said, we were 2-1 down. And I said, no, we've got plenty of time. Now, whether I believe that or not, I don't know. But, you know, it doesn't take long to score a goal. We scored a goal from a set play. And then Noel got a fantastic goal from Alfie's cross, and we won it. And to win it was amazing, really. That was a great feeling that day.
Another 5-goal epic followed at Madejski Stadium against Championship new boys Peterborough, despite Tommy Rowe heading the Posh into a first-half lead. Jimmy Kebe soon set up Simon Church, however, to restore parity. It would stay level until the 77th minute, however, when substitute Adam Lafondra got onto the end of another Kebe assist to put the home side into the lead. The win was sealed with 10 minutes remaining. Al Robson Kanu's composed finish made it 3-1. But that was not the end of the scoring, as Peter gained a consolation in stoppage time. Emil Sinclair's strike made the final score 3-2, but it was Reading who confirmed the victory, which took them to within a couple of points of a playoff spot. Up to 9th position now, and closing in on the top 6 as the season approached the halfway mark. Southampton looked uncatchable, but the Reading march to the title was soon about to gather some momentum. Before that winning run, though, came a disappointing defeat at Blackpool. Simon Church thought that he'd given the Royals a first-half lead, only to be left frustrated by an offside flag. Just one goal settled it, and it came the way of the home side. Callum McManaman's first goal for the Tangerines secured a priceless victory for Ian Holloway's men. The next visitors to Madejski Stadium were West Ham United.
Fondra. Overlap from McAnuff, and O'Brien's left his foot in. Now O'Brien's just been booked, and his second yellow card of the afternoon in quick succession will be swiftly followed by red. And West Ham must play the final 25 minutes with 10 men. The flick from Lefondre left McAnuff with a lot to do, and O'Brien was sucked in, wasn't he? Hart with the free kick. Picquion back doing some defending. Here's a chance on McAnuff. Can he find some pullback? Galt! It's Pearce! Gives Reading the lead. And his second goal of the season, Alex Pearce, puts Reading 1-0 up against West Ham, just seconds after West Ham had a player sent off. McAnuff did all the hard work, waited, and Pearce offered him the best option, and the finish was simple. West Ham really made to pay, and Alex Pearce simply couldn't give up that opportunity. Again for Reading. Karachan, Kebe's gone for the return. Still going. Finding Lefondre. Church arriving at the back post. 2-0 Reading. Birthday boy Simon Church with the goal that will surely clinch 3 points for them against West Ham. Well, of all the presents he'll get on his 23rd birthday, Simon Church, this cross from Adam Lefondre will perhaps be the best. Couldn't miss. Look at the vision from Lefondre, and Church just had to steer it in. That's the goal that finishes off West Ham. That's the goal that will give his team 3 points this afternoon. And Federici will gather. Well, Noble couldn't beat the wall, and now at the other end, Green well outside of his penalty area to snuff out the opportunity for Lefondre. Kebe has it, urged to shoot, instead finds Lefondre, leaving it for the onrushing McAnuff. Piling forward though, Reading in numbers. Kebe even has time to adjust his socks. And then off the ball, Kebe fell, and Reading are furious about it. Kebe stays down. Collison was in there, the ball had gone. Absolutely furious, Kebe. Faubert, the fingers of guilt are being pointed in his direction. And once again, referee Neil Swarbrick has got some sorting out to do here. Yes, it is a red card for Collinson. Late in on the challenge on Jimmy Kebe, and West Ham 2-0 down, are down to 9 men. O'Brien sent off earlier, now Jack Collison as well. And this is turning into a miserable afternoon for West Ham. What was he thinking there, Collison? So needless. Studs and a shove. 5 minutes to play, West Ham down to 9 men, Reading already 2-0 up, and they'll sense a real opportunity here now. Hart's corner, it is 3-0. He's going to have a good night tonight, isn't he, Simon Church? 2 goals as a substitute. Points in the bag for Reading. And they've really made West Ham pay for real discipline. Inviting free kick. Church sprinting into space. His second header of the afternoon. His 5th goal of the season.
That was the start of some good results in December for the Royals. And Simon Church followed up his 2 goals against the Hammers with the winner at Elland Road after only 2 minutes. In the end, the win for the Royals could have been even more emphatic, but just 1 goal proved decisive. Boxing Day saw Brighton travel to Madejski Stadium and they were blown away. Jimmy Kebe set up Joby McInerney to open the scoring after only 17 minutes. And the club captain made it 2 in first half injury time. His shot proved too strong for Kasper Ankergren in a Brighton goal as the Royals went in at the break in complete control. Victory was sealed late on. Adam El Abd diverted Jimmy Kebe's cross into his own net to make it a very happy Christmas in Berkshire, especially for the captain.
Another good day. I thought we played well actually, particularly first half against what was a very good team. I thought that really showed what we were about, and obviously again nice to get on the score sheet with a couple of goals and contribute to a win.
Ipswich were the next opponents on New Year's Eve, and this time just the 1 goal settled it. Alex Pearce's second half header made it 4 wins in a row, and now the Royals had some real momentum. Just past the halfway point of the season, and Reading had moved into the playoff places, and the gap to the top had almost been halved in December. As we moved into 2012, automatic promotion was suddenly a real possibility. But January got off to a bad start as Cardiff blew Reading away with a first half demolition job. Joe Mason opened the scoring after 13 minutes despite a call for handball in the build-up. And that lead was soon doubled as Aaron Gunnarsson headed past the exposed Adam Federici to leave the visitors with it all to do. Again, no foul was given despite the Royals' protests. With half-time approaching, it was game over. Kenny Miller forced the ball home to put the Bluebirds 3-0 up. And despite ex-Cardiff man Joby McInerney adding the final touch, following good work from Jimmy Kebe, it proved to be a mere consolation. 3-1 was the final score. And Brian McDermott was in a reflective mood after League One high flyer Stevenage then made Reading's interest in the FA Cup a brief one. Darius Charles grabbed the only goal midway through the first half.
I wanted to do well in the FA Cup. We'd done well in the previous 2 seasons, got to the quarter-final twice, and Stevenage came to our ground, and Graham Wesley, I know him really well. I like Graham Wesley. He set his team up well. I knew what they were about, and they were strong. And on the day, they were better than us. And we learned a lot from that game. You know, you have to compete, you have to be strong, you have to be absolutely at it all the time. And I think that was a really important moment for us to go out. And in hindsight now, you know, we didn't have those extra games in the FA Cup. We could carry on playing and winning our games and getting ourselves up the league. So, you know, I'd never admit it at the time, but I would say now it may well have been a good thing.
After back-to-back defeats in League and Cup, Reading needed to bounce back at Watford. Commentary comes from Bill Leslie and Don Goodman.
Hunt. Kebe. There are too detailed to stop him, which has left a bit of space for Cummings to hoist it in. It's Hunt, and it's narrowly wide.
He may well hold his head because that is narrowly wide. Oh, so close, and that's what we were talking about. 2 players stopping Jimmy Kebe, but he rolls it back. Cummings puts the ball in, and Noel Hunt, for a small guy, gets up really well, doesn't he? And he's so close to just getting the right contact on that. It's just spinning away.
That's how Robson Kanu does well to get it in. It's an excellent ball. Hunt felt he was eased out of the way. Kebe to Tess Loach.
With Noel Hunt, and there's just the slightest bit of contact, but you don't want to see referees give penalties for that. As I said, I think Noel Hunt feels a little bit of contact, tries to make too much of it.
Sordell, Forsyth. Good turn by Brabham. Showed a couple of lovely touches, and that is an excellent ball. Deeney has Sordell at the far post, and it's turned into his own net by Cummings. Such was the pressure that Cummings could do nothing about it, and Watford have the lead.
Well, he gets this all wrong. The young fullback should be doing better. This should not end up in the back of his own net. It's a great run by Deeney, isn't it? Keeps himself just onside. Alex Pearce is the deepest Reading player, playing him on. He's looking for Sordell, and then Cummings has got a decision to make. Going with the right foot, catches the outside of his right foot when he's looking for it to catch the inside. He's trying to flip that away for a corner. But as he lunges in there, I don't know what he's trying to do. Outside of the right boot, should do better, must do better. He'll be keen to get his players in the dressing room at half-time.
He'll be quite happy for it to carry on. Deeney stings the palms of Federici.
What a strike this is. What a strike this really is. From Troy Deeney picks up the loose ball, one thing in his mind, and he lets rip.
Scored from a similar sort of position to that here in the draw against Bristol City, another game where Watford got themselves into a great first half position but were pegged back. This is how Robson Kanu as Reading come on the counter. It's Kebe! It's 1-1! A lovely sweeping Reading move ends with a Reading equaliser and a Jimmy Kebe goal.
Well, they may well all run to Hal Robson Kanu, who arguably probably shouldn't be on this pitch, and that'll be pain caused to Watford, but Hunt does well, holds the ball up, and then it's about Kanu. Absolutely tremendous stand-up to the far post. He's aware that Jimmy Kebe is free as a bird. Many players would have shot from there, I can guarantee you that. But he looks up, spots Kebe, and puts it on a plate.
There's Robson Kanu, who's won it back here for Reading. Excellent work to tee it up for Church. Haven't been able to make the most of it, though. Goal kick.
Well, dangerous moments, and right on cue, we say, get the ball out to the wide players. Nosworthy maybe loses his footing, and in the end Eustace gets back and does well, but then they don't clear their lines really well. Maybe a little nudge from Kanu in the back of Nosworthy, but John Eustace, the skipper, saves the day, stops that ball getting into the danger area.
Wilkes attacks it, and it's in! That is what you call an impact. Not quite his first touch, but pretty much. Adam Lafondra scores what could well be the winner for Reading.
Well, I'll make that 12 out of 36 goals in the final 10 minutes. Oh, is he offside? That's a burning question, isn't it? He's a predator, an absolute predator, Adam Lafondra. We've seen it time and time again. He pulls off behind his marker, Carl Dickinson, in behind, and he's not offside. There's a Watford player deeper than him. And Brian McDermott's view and Brian McDermott's reaction. Seen it all before, hasn't he? Last 10 minutes, usually a Reading goal.
Reading were desperate to avenge their defeat to Hull from back in late August, but were left frustrated by a stubborn Tigers defence. And they were undone by a moment of controversy midway through the second half. Robbie Brady raced clear to fire the winner, with the offside-looking Aaron McLean deemed not to be interfering with play. Despite the protests, the goal stood as the Royals went down to a first home defeat in over 2 months. The Royals bounced back those 7 days later with victory against Bristol City, as new signings Jason Roberts and Thomas Sifka made their debuts. He was the former Blackburn striker who made the most immediate impact, after Lewis Carey earned himself a red card by bringing down the striker. Up stepped Roberts to put the Royals ahead in somewhat unorthodox fashion, after he'd been foiled by David James. The 10 men made a game of it though. Albert Adoma coming desperately close to drawing the sides level here.
Reading ought to have won this comfortably. Thomas Sifka won a penalty after being fouled by Lewin Nyatanga.
Only for David James to deny Joby McInnes from the spot. "28 games gone, and Reading now very much part of the playoff picture. West Ham are now league leaders, but with second place just 5 points away, automatic promotion was now the goal. Matthew Connolly joined on loan from QPR ahead of Coventry's visit to Medeski Stadium, and the Royals cruised to victory. Jimmy Kebe's lob opened the scoring midway through the first half. Jason Roberts made it 2 in as many games when he doubled the lead shortly before the interval, and 2-0 was the final score. And 3 more points followed at Pride Park. In a match of precious few chances, Noel Hunt chose the perfect time to end his goal drought, which had stretched into a 3rd month when he scored the winner. And judging by his celebrations, he was pretty happy about it. 3 days later, and Reading were back in action as Burnley travelled to Medeski Stadium. Commentary comes from Bill Leslie and Don Goodman.
There's the pace of McCoy. And the delivery as well. And back off the crossbar, so close for Charlie Austin.
Look at this, there's McCoy running, using his pace, because he was allowed to turn and run. And then he hangs up across, and Charlie Austin, talk about hanging, gets up really early, stays in the air, and tries to guide that, just cannot quite get on top of it, and head it just down underneath that crossbar, but it's a super effort.
Super surge beyond the fullback Trippier. And Ledgerwood. McInnes. Oh, it's come kindly for Roberts! He's loving life at Reading, Jason Roberts. His 3rd goal for the club, his 3rd here at the Medeski, and it's a Reading lead.
Well, it's the intelligent position that Jason Roberts takes up. Uses all his experience. He was in a good position when Kebe burst down the right, but you watch Jason Roberts' movement here. Doesn't get sucked in, doesn't allow the centre-half to mark him, just pulls off him, and then he gets the strike. It's not the cleanest strike you'll ever see with his weaker foot, but he won't care about that. He swings it, and he gets the reward for good movement, really good movement, and a swing with your weak foot. And that's the reward for it. And Reading probably slightly against the run of play. They've taken the lead here, and they are the best in the business when it comes to holding on to leads.
Hart wraps plenty round it. Oh, it's spilled. Roberts is there and turned over the bar by Hunt, who drops to his knees in despair.
Well, Ben Mee, I think you've just kept your team in this game. It's brilliant defending from the young fullback, but you would say Lee Grant should do better. Jason Roberts may think he's scored. How brave is that, you know? Ben Mee is on the floor here. Watch this. He's the one that gets in there, and he's on the floor. He puts his head in. That is absolutely outstanding. No wonder his teammates. That is brave as a lion.
And back off the post again, Rodriguez this time. In by Trippier, out by Gawkes. Second time in the evening so far that Burnley have been denied by the frame of the Reading goal.
Set from the corners, look at the movement, gets in front of his marker. That's a brilliant effort. Can't really do much better than that. That's so unlucky from Jay Rodriguez. He's outside the near post.
In by Karachan, Kebe! Oh, off the line. Super goal line clearance there by Trippier.
Jimmy Kebe should be leaving it for the player that's coming in behind him, but he's having none of it. Stretches his neck and angles it over Lee Grant. Does it really well. Must think that he's scored. But look at that. Here in Trippier, right place, right time, and that is both full-backs now.
A crucial win there, and a perfect February was complete with victory at Middlesbrough. Commentary comes from John Roeder.
Roberts is in there, Pearce is there as well, so is Kasper Gawkes. It is taken short. Pearce waiting to get on the end of it. Hooked in off the bar, and Reading have scored. Noel Hunt. The Republic of Ireland international scoring for the second away match in succession. Deep ball. Pearce with the header across, and Hunt on the end of it. And you have to say, it's against the run of play, but Reading are in front. Arca. Tipped over by Federici. Well, was it? It is, in fact, a goal kick. Dipping shot from the Argentine. Federici taking no chances, watching that all the way. Roberts, oh, he's got away here, Roberts, can he finish it? Steele with the block, and Hoyt will get it away. Here's the opportunity for Jason Roberts, just getting away from Hines. Steele sticking out a leg, and able to block that ball. Vital save. Hart got a couple from free kicks against Middlesbrough last season at the Medeski. Joby McAnuff is also standing behind this ball. It is Ian Hart, and it is 2-0. Hart goes towards the 200 or so Reading fans who have made the long journey up from Berkshire to celebrate with them. It's a second goal for the Royals. It's an absolutely perfectly placed free kick from the left back. Hart gets his first goal since last May.
Reading were now third and closing in on the top two. March would be a crucial month with a whopping 8 games, and it started with a stern test at the new Den. And it was a test. The Royals passed with flying colours, despite Millwall taking an early lead courtesy of Andy Keogh. The Royals were level by the interval, however, thanks to Hal Robson-Kanu's stunning volley. The winner arrived with a quarter of an hour remaining. A substitute, Adam Lafondra, added the final touch to this swift counter-attack to leave manager and players delighted.
That was a strange game. It was a feisty game, obviously, that they make it horrible for you, Millwall. The atmosphere wasn't great, but it was just, I don't know, one of them games. Second half, we didn't really have too much play, but we broke away, and the offside rule was in our favour.
It's a very, very tough place to go and play football, and even tougher to go and win a game. You know, it's you know, I remember the game. It was really bitty. The pitch wasn't great. You know, it was really hard to get the ball down and play the way that we try and play, and it was just a matter of just digging in and trying to hang in there. Really, they were actually quite bright. We were up against it as we have done on a few occasions this year. We stuck together, and obviously Howe's popped up with an outstanding goal at a really crucial time, and for us to go in at 1-1 was a massive, you know, boost for us. And second half was much of the same, really. You know, we just had to grind it out, and I think sometimes you get more satisfaction out of those wins because, you know, everyone's had to put a big shift in, and you know, you've really worked hard for it, and you know, to come off with the win in the end was very satisfying, I must agree.
It was a real important win for us. Tough game, never easy to go there, but that was a game that filled me with utmost pride.
One goal proved enough the following Tuesday against struggling Portsmouth. Noel Hunt's goal midway through the first half, the decisive moment of the match. Leicester were the next visitors to Madejski Stadium and became the Royals' 8th successive victim as the home side moved level with West Ham in second place following this win. Michaeli Ledgetwood's stunning strike opened the scoring. It stayed that way until 15 minutes from time, when Noel Hunt picked out Jason Roberts, who doubled the advantage. The match was secured with a third goal late on. Once again, Hunt was the provider for Simon Church to celebrate his 7th goal of the season. Leicester grabbed a consolation in stoppage time. Neil Dan scoring, but it mattered little as Reading were left celebrating. Next up was a trip to relegation threatened Doncaster, and Reading so nearly went ahead when Alex Pearce's early header was hacked off the line. Instead, it was Doncaster who opened the scoring. Carl Bennett converted El Hadj Diouf's cross to put the hosts into a shock lead. Try as they might, Reading couldn't claim a 9th straight victory, despite drawing level through Alex Pearce's header just after half-time. However, the point moved the Royals into the top 2 for the first time this season. Reading were boosted by the loan signing of Hayden Mullins ahead of another Yorkshire away day, this time at Barnsley. And it was a match that the Royals completely dominated, despite being held to a scoreless first half. The first of 4 second-half goals arrived 2 minutes after the interval. Joby McInnes fired beyond Luke Steele to put the Royals ahead. Within a couple of minutes, the lead was doubled. Jem Karachan took advantage of some hesitant defending to put the visitors in total control. Karachan then scored the goal of the game on 65 minutes, firing home an unstoppable effort from 25 yards. Before the Royals went on to add a fourth with time running out. It was Jason Roberts who completed the scoring as Brian McDermott's men celebrated a ninth win in 10 games. They were very much the team with the momentum in the race for promotion. But out of the blue came an unexpected setback at Peterborough. It all looked so good for the Royals when Noel Hunt opened the scoring after 20 minutes. But the Posh hit back to take the lead before the interval. George Boyd took advantage of some uncharacteristic slack defending to draw the sides level. And Reading were to concede again soon after from another corner. Tyrone Barnett headed the home side in front. And the victory was sealed following a classic counter-attack. Paul Taylor coolly slotted home to inflict on Reading their first league defeat in 11 games. And following this match, Benica Fobe was snapped up on loan from Arsenal and Hayden Mullins joined from Portsmouth. 3 points were needed the following Saturday against Blackpool. Martin Fisher is your commentator.
Ian Hart to take. It will be an in-swinging left footer towards the back post, back in by Ledgerwood. And again, down here for McAnuff to strike against the post, against both posts, and in! Ian Hart, the goal scorer. Blackpool appealing for offside. The flag stays down. Hart's got his second of the season with his right foot too. Well, what about this strike from McAnuff? Against the left post, against the right. Just when Blackpool thought they got lucky, they saw the ball roll to a very grateful Ian Hart, who even with his weaker foot couldn't miss that chance. 30 minutes gone, Reading take the lead, and it's Ian Hart, the goal scorer. And they've taken it already, a short one. McAnuff and Ledgerwood. McAnuff again, in towards Pearce, who's onside and scores! Where was the Blackpool marking? Goal number 5 for Alex Pearce. Normal service has been restored at the Medeski. 2 goals in the space of 5 minutes, and they're on course for another home victory. McAnuff with the delivery, and who was supposed to be picking up Pearce? The build-up was slow. Blackpool switched off, and Pearce guides it into the far corner of Matt Gilks' goal. And again, Blackpool are left appealing in vain for offside. Baptiste support. Walawa picks out Taylor Fletcher. Here's Phillips. Showed too much of that to Ledgerwood. Quainey square. Walawa. And Blackpool get something back before half-time. Lawalawa, they certainly can. What a fantastic strike. Lamano Tresor Lawalawa with a brilliant drive that has Federici grasping thin air and has Blackpool back in the game. Karashan couldn't get close enough. Lawalawa got plenty of dip and a hell of a lot of power in this drive, and Blackpool have done it again, and they keep up their record of scoring in every game in 2012. That is a peach of a strike, and Federici, who's had nothing really to do all afternoon, didn't even bother picking the ball out of the net. Ledgerwood free header, 3-1. Not for the first time today. I asked the question, where was the marking? And Ledgerwood has scored the second successive Saturday at the Medeski. Scored in the 3-1 win here against Leicester a fortnight ago, and he's made it 3-1 here. And Brian McDermott has a 2-goal cushion again. Gently floated in by Hearts. Ledgerwood completely unmarked. Guides it into the far corner. And for the second time in 4 days, Blackpool have conceded 3 goals. They can score them, but they concede too many.
3 crucial points there. And the following Saturday came the biggest game of the season so far, as second met third at Upton Park. With Reading 4 points clear of the third-place Hammers, a victory here would be a massive step towards promotion. Your commentator is Tony Gubber.
Played out wide, driven in low, and a glancing header, and a wonderful save, but not the follow-up, and it's Carlton Cole, won in the last 16 games, but it's taken him less than 10 minutes to open the scoring here. After Adam Federici had made a superb save. Well, it's the best attack so far. It was driven in low, and it was a glancing header from Kevin Nolan, which Federici somehow managed to claw away, but Carlton Cole was onto the loose ball. Can they get back on level terms? Right under the crossbar, and they have! And it looks like it's Jasper Corks who's got it. Kaspars Corks, the Latvian international, on the near post for the corner. And having been second best throughout the whole of the first half, Reading are going to go in at half-time at 1-1. Well, he made the second run, and it wasn't really a strong challenge from Kevin Nolan to keep him back. It was over the first Reading runner, and then he won the air in the battle with Kevin Nolan. Here's Roberts. Gets the rebound off the body of Tompkins. Here's a chance for Noel Hunt. Oh, would you believe it? Reading are going to go in at half-time leading 2-1. It's unbelievable. And that came out of nothing. Well, maybe some half-hearted defending by West Ham players. And a slightly fortunate rebound off the body of Tompkins, which put the ball back in the path of Roberts. And then Faubert's clearance went straight to the feet of Noel Hunt, and that makes him now Reading's top scorer for the season on 8 goals. So an easy header out for Alex Pearce. Now Legiot Wood for Noel Hunt to chase, and he gets to it first. Supported by McAnuff. Noel Hunt, oh, he went down over the challenge, and it's going to be a penalty. Chris Foy has pointed at the penalty spot. Abdoulaye Faye has conceded a penalty there with a rather reckless challenge on Noel Hunt. And a great opportunity here now for Reading to go into a 3-1 lead. Hunt took the ball away from him, the tackle was late. And Noel Hunt falling down over the outstretched foot. Well, some might look at that and say it was a soft penalty, but Chris Foy, the referee, had no hesitation. And it's Ian Hart who will take the responsibility. Hart for Reading makes it 3-1. What a comeback this is for the team in second place in the Championship. Surely securing that position now with a 3-1 lead over West Ham. Well, having been 1-0 down and on the back foot for so much of the first half, Reading now look in total control. Gary O'Neill takes the corner. Vaste with a header! Oh, what a header as well! From Vaste right into the top corner. And hang on, it's not over yet. What a glorious header that was from the Portuguese player. Spent 7 years at Bolton,
4 of those under the current West Ham manager Sam Allardyce. And he's repaid his boss brilliantly there with that header. Absolutely right into the corner, unsavable. Here's McAnuff. Into Roberts. McAnuff has lost possession. It's been intercepted by Legiot Wood. Oh, it hit the heels. That's Legiot Wood. Oh, that's got to stand. Players are looking across at the linesman, but Legiot Wood has put it into the net, and Reading have re-established their 2-goal lead. Well, just for a moment, West Ham's defenders appeared to stand still. I think they were thinking an offside. Legiot Wood, who took the ball, it was slipped in there and it hit the heels of Noel Hunt. The question is, was Noel Hunt in an offside position? They thought he was. Flag didn't go up, and it was Legiot Wood, who scored one of the 3 goals against Blackpool in the last game, who's put that into the net, and now surely the 3 points are heading to Reading. West Ham 2, Reading 4.
It was a real big game, you know, and West Ham, if they'd have won that game, they would have been, would have pushed them on, and the same with us. We were 1-0 down after 7 minutes, and the thing you say if you go to West Ham is to keep a clean sheet early on in the game and keep it tight, and we were 1 down and they were playing well, and we just, another time we stayed in the game, didn't give another goal away, and we scored just before half time from a set play, and then we scored again. And second half the game changed. I thought we played really well with the ball. You know, we scored 4 goals, and we had the blow when they got back to 3-2 as well, but we still believed what we were doing. We carried out the plan that we were going to carry out, and we were good value that day, and I was so proud that day.
What an end to March. That win took Reading 4 points clear of West Ham in 3rd and a step closer to the Premier League. But there were still some tough games to come in April, starting with the visit of Leeds on Good Friday in front of prospective new owner Anton Ziganovic. Commentary comes from Bill Leslie, Don Goodman.
Walk's got a good header in from the last corner. It's away from him towards Pearce. Back in. And Leeds able to clear it. Leeds got the telling touch away. Karachan. They're ahead of McCormack. Zach Thompson there. The ball's still in play, and that's a little wild from Thompson. Youthful exuberance. Reading players furious with that challenge by young Zach Thompson.
Well, this all comes because the young man is trying to let the ball run out, and he fails to do so, and he's off.
And that is that for Zach Thompson. 12 minutes on the clock, and Zach Thompson, in his first appearance since January, is sent off. As if it wasn't bad enough for Neil Warnock with his squad stretched, he's now got to play the best part of 80 minutes of this match with 10 men.
Well, it's a harsh lesson to learn, isn't it? But I have to say, from up where we're standing, it's a rash challenge. Karachan does well, and there you go, it's a lunge. He's off the floor, he's out of control of his body, and he makes contact with Joby McAnuff. And you see red cards for that all day long.
And goes Brown again. But not away. Hart with space to shape across. Oh, and it comes back off the post. He fancies it today, Ian Hart, doesn't he?
Trying to whip his foot round that, and it very nearly it's across. Ian Hart, very nearly lucky.
One ruled out a moment ago, but this one will count for Adam Lafondra, worth its weight in gold.
Well, a lot of players going over to Hal Robson-Kanu and giving him congratulations because he makes it, he absolutely makes it. And that's the right thing to do. Look at him on the top of your screen. I love this about wide players, getting themselves into that far post area. Knocks it back, it's on a plate. Not even I would miss that, it's half a yard out. But that's what makes this goal. Hal Robson-Kanu finds Adam Le Fondre, nods it back in, and that is the simplest of goals. It's taken all this time, and we've wondered, was it going to be Reading's day? Well, it may well just be that now, and he knows it.
There's the man who took that shot at the corner, Ledgerwood, to Kebe. Ledgerwood gets away from Webber. Gets his head up. Here's Roberts, who shoots, and it's touched in. Another for Adam Le Fondre. Leeds feel there was a foul in the build-up, but the goal will count.
Well, it's Jason Roberts this time. No wonder. Big, beaming smile. He's been a handful all afternoon. And when he's not scoring, he's still a real handful. In the build-up to that, one of the Leeds players got injured. That's a crucial. That's the game setting the match for Reading.
For the first time in 6 years, Reading enjoying the view from the top.
Oh, as this ball is pulled back by Ledgerwood. Uses all his muscle and all his strength, doesn't he, Jason Roberts? He backs in. I think it's Paul Robinson, is it? Bounces off him, look. And then that's a powerful strike. I'm sure he's trying to score there, but look at Adam Le Fondre's positioning that he takes up, number 9, right in front of the goalkeeper, where any kind of a contact will do. That's good, strong hold-up play from a very good centre-forward in Jason Roberts, and it's good poaching from another very good centre-forward in Adam Le Fondre. And that's the relief. Relief, on top of the league.
These are really nice guys. Our guys are really nice guys. If you've met them, you know they're nice guys, but they can look after themselves. And they had to stand up to that day. But I thought our discipline was impeccable that day. You know, Jim Carrigan's out for 4 months because of a tackle in that game, and there was 1 or 2 other tackles that, in my opinion, do not belong on a football pitch. But our discipline was excellent, and we kept going and we kept going, and Alfie got the winner. And so that was a real satisfactory win that day.
Following that bruising encounter, a trip to inform Brighton was next on the agenda. Ian Hart's deflected free kick really settled the nerves. However, midway through the second half, things took a turn for the worse. Ashley Barnes went down under a challenge from Alex Pearce, and the Seagulls were delivered a lifeline. But Barnes was kept out by Adam Federici, and Reading were able to hold on to secure a huge 3 points. 4 games to go in Southampton, and Reading were level on 82 points, with West Ham a further 6 points back in third. The winner of this monumental clash at a sold-out St Mary's would be all but promoted. Commentary comes from Bill Leslie and Don Goodman.
Here's Kebe. Really good ball in, and what a header! Powered on by Jason Roberts. And Reading, who've been under the cosh for these first 19 minutes, lead at Southampton.
I'll take it all back. They need to get a foothold. They've got their foothold and more. And let's not forget, they have got the best defence in the Championship, certainly one of the top goalkeepers as well. And this all comes because they get the ball out wide. We said we haven't seen the wide players. But this is what they bring to the table. Watch the quality of this delivery. Sensational ball in. Jose Font gets sucked under the ball, and Jason Roberts simply judges the flight better, and he's got a simple task from there. Gets a full head on it, a good head on it, and from that close in, he is never going to miss.
In by Lallana. Here's Lambert! Same man, same result. Southampton score 1-1.
Well, this nearly breaks the back of the net, doesn't it? It's an absolutely sensational strike. And a ball into the penalty area that Reading wouldn't deal with. Lambert, clever player, found the space in the 18-yard box, and when he does that, if you let him, you will get punished. Brilliant. chest down by Billy Sharp. May have taken a little deflection. I think it's Kasper's Gorks. That might be critical. The deflection might be the thing. It is the thing. It takes it down into the ground and over a despairing dive of Adam Federici. A little bit fortunate. Southampton won't care.
Here's Lafondra. Kebe screaming for it, getting it. Now Hunt. Kebe. Noel Hunt, leave it to me, says Lafondra, and he does the business again. This fella has struck some extraordinary blows for Reading this season, and none as important as that.
Well, he's a predator. He's an absolute predator. How often does he find himself in the right place at the right time? It's too often for it to be luck. I can tell you that. And this is brilliant. We were just talking. Reading hadn't been able to get down the sides. They break the play up in the midfield, and then for the first time in the match probably they flood players forward. And Jimmy Kebe, again the provider, pulls the ball into a dangerous area, and Adam Lafondra is there right on cue, and it's emphatic with a capital E. It doesn't get any more emphatic than that. It's brilliant, and Reading, out of absolutely nowhere, noses back in front.
Lafondra bearing down. Round the keeper, scoring! Reading soar to the top, 3 to play, and they close in on a return to the Premier League.
It's just a kick from Adam Federici. They don't deal with it, Southampton, and then from there on in, I think it's Jose Font, isn't it? Just lets the ball bounce, and Adam Lafondra anticipates the attempted back header, takes it round Kelvin Davis, and you always knew once he got in this position here, he wasn't going to miss.
Surely now Reading could start the celebrations. The Royals had put together an unbelievable run of 15 wins in 17 games. And victory over Nottingham Forest, coupled with West Ham failing to beat Bristol City, would secure Reading's Premier League return after 4 years away. At a packed-out Madejski Stadium, the scene was set for a momentous night, but Nottingham Forest were determined to spoil the party. As news filtered through that West Ham had drawn, Reading knew a win would see them promoted. And McKaylee Ledgerwood sent the Reading fans and the players into raptures when he got the only goal of the game with 9 minutes left. But Forest wouldn't go down without a fight. Marcus Tutgay's header was cleared off the line by Alex Pearce as the Royals hung on. The full-time whistle sparked scenes of celebrations as fans flocked onto the pitch to celebrate the club's glorious return to the top flight.
What's going on, eh? What's happening? Hurry up! Hurry up! Hurry up!
It had been 4 years, but now the Royals were back in England's top division. And with a prospective new owner and a new division to play in, the celebrations carried on outside and inside the dressing room.
He's got his pants! He's got his pants! There you are. Yes! Flames! He's in there, Flames! Watch his nose! Watch he gets it there! Come on! The big bad ball! Yes, yeah. Right,
How you feeling? I'm out of game.
Oh, you have to drink on that. No. Oh. Don't let him drink. No, don't let him drink. But whatever you do, drink round it.
You know, I'm so delighted for everybody, not just, well, I am delighted for the fans, I'm delighted for the players, I'm delighted for the manager, I'm delighted for everybody that works at Reading Football Club, because everybody has put their back into this to make sure this happens, and to deliver is just absolutely unbelievable, especially with 2 games to go. So to be back in the Premiership is just such a great feeling, and to get it this quickly is just unbelievably good. So 2 more games to go, academic if you will, but it'd be nice to win the Championship, I suppose, but quite frankly the real prize is being back in the Premiership, and that's where we are. So I am absolutely over the moon. You have a very happy chairman, and I'm delighted too that we've got people that are taking over the club, the Zingaroviches, that you know, obviously very wealthy, and they say they want to keep the ethos of the club the same, which is great. They say they want me to stay on as chairman as long as possible, which is great. I'm happy to do that. And they're going to introduce a lot of good ideas. Like, for instance, they're going to make the facilities better at the training ground, and indeed possibly have a new training ground, new academy, you know, for bringing on players, which I think is absolutely fantastic. So they're going to invest in the club, taking it forward, and I just think it's just the dream ticket for Reading.
For anyone to be involved in football, that's all you want to experience, right? And then, I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic what's been achieved here. The group, I mean, the key, of course, is the players. Everybody that's been in the club for a long time now. And all the credit to them. Everybody chipped in. It was a team effort, and we've done very well.
I guess for yourself, you're familiar with Reading as a town and its people. Obviously, you went to school here and you know it well, and you know how much it must mean to everyone, the fans, the players and the people.
Of course. I mean, especially with what this club experienced past couple of years, right? It's up and down. So of course it means a lot to everybody. Let's hope that we can again work as a team and make sure that this time out we stay there for a long time.
When you first became involved officially with the club, or looked to be involved over the Christmas period, did you dream that you'd be sitting here with 3 games to go in the Premier League?
I mean, we sat down. With Brian in Milan, and basically he told me that get me the players, I'll get you into the Premier League. He joked about basically getting automatic promotion, and I mean we had a laugh about it. But generally, I mean it's really about the mentality of the whole group. I mean everybody's a winner here. Everybody's experienced and done it in the past. So I think that really helped in achieving what we just achieved.
I've been chairman now for 21 years, and I hope to stay on as chairman for a bit, you know, quite a bit longer. But at least we have the deep pockets, as I've always suggested that we needed, to take the club to a higher level. And getting promoted to the Premiership is not just in itself the end of the story, because, you know, we want to try and do well in the Premiership, and in order to do well in the Premiership we have to invest and so on. The club has to invest and so on in order to maintain Premiership and indeed attempt to get into Europe. So everything to play for, and I'm absolutely delighted. And as I said before, the whole management has been absolutely brilliant, you know, the whole lot, and so I'm delighted.
Just as any kid, right? I mean, you either have the passion for the game or you don't. You know, you can be just on and off with football. You either love it or you don't, and I basically enjoy it. I mean, it's you experience so much emotions, you know, and it's just a great sport. So yeah, I mean, I was a fan from probably age of 10, and I took it quite serious in the sense that I was getting to know, trying to understand the game, not just tactically, but basically just have the ability to look into what's happening around the world. And I mean, that's the key. I think the football became so much international right now, so that's something that we need to work on here.
All that was left was the title, with Reading secured following this draw with Crystal Palace. Following Wilfried Zaha's early strike for the Eagles, Kasper Skårk's restored parity with his 3rd goal of the season. Just before half-time, a joyous occasion was slightly soured as Jason Roberts was sent off following this clash with Jonathan Parr. However, after the interval, Adam Lafondre claimed his 16th goal of the season to put the Royals ahead. Palace, though, earned a point with Glenn Murray's strike a quarter of an hour from time. It mattered little, though, as the Royals were able to celebrate their title success later that night as Southampton slipped up away at Middlesbrough. And the players followed the action in the Players' Lounge, with the fans doing the same in the Stadium Hotel and Jazz Cafe.
Look at your watch.
Delighted, man. You know, obviously waiting for this result. It was obviously a nervy last 5 minutes, but you know, we got there in the end, and you know, credit to everyone. Like, the gaffer's been fantastic. You know, for Joby as well, obviously known him for so long and getting that crack at the Premier League and doing it as a captain the first time of asking and winning the league. It's beautiful.
Over 4,000 Reading supporters travelled to St Andrews for the season finale against a Birmingham side desperate to maintain their momentum for the forthcoming playoffs. It was the home side who went ahead, Adam Rooney opening the scoring midway through the first half. Reading had the chance to draw level midway through the second period, following a foul on Alex Pearce. But Ian Hart was thwarted by Colin Doyle, with the keeper miles off his goal line, as the Royals failed once again from the spot. Soon after, Birmingham were awarded a penalty of their own after this handball by Jay Tabb. Up stepped Wade Elliott, and he made no mistake. The game finished in comical style. Birmingham were awarded the third penalty of the match when Chris Burke was impeded. But Elliott couldn't deliver a repeat performance, as Reading's triumphant season ended in bizarre fashion. Despite losing the last game of the season, there was plenty for the Reading players and fans to celebrate. Kasper Skorks did it in his own inimitable style. So, at the end of 46 long, hard games, Reading are the champions. They'll be joined in the Premier League by Southampton, and after so many twists and turns, it is Reading who rightly came out on top. The table never lies. The day after the Birmingham game saw Reading parade the Championship trophy on an open-top bus. Thousands of fans lined the route in torrential rain as the players and supporters celebrated one of the greatest seasons in the club's history. From the playoff heartbreak of a year ago to the astonishing run that the team went on in the second half of the campaign, it was a truly remarkable achievement from a remarkable team. The celebrations then moved on to Medeski Stadium, where Joby McAnuff and his players got their hands on the N-Power Championship trophy as Reading celebrated their return to the Premier League. The final word, though, goes to the man who masterminded it all.
It's great for the club, and we're going to be playing in the biggest league in the world, the greatest league in the world. And it's great for the town as well, which is really, really important. So the fans will be playing to full houses, and this is what football's all about. And, you know, it's been a long time coming. The 2000 whatever we got relegated, 2008, 4 years or so, and you know, we've been knocking on the door for the last 4 years, doing the best we probably can and possibly could. You know, we've had to sell a lot of players in that time to keep the club afloat and keep the club going the way we've had to do it. So, you know, to everyone, the staff, the players, the fans, it's an amazing achievement for each and every single one of the people involved.
A fantastic end to a fantastic season. Reading will be back in the Premier League in August. We'll leave you with some memories of what has been a truly unforgettable campaign.